Hello. Good morning, it's Jonathan Barrett with the Morning Debrief. There's the headline. Stock surge, tempered concern about recession. This is Commodity Broking Services Morning Debrief. It's the 12th of August 2011. The current time is 7:31. Well, there you go. Before we go, quite an interesting night. I can't say the markets are any easier in terms of how to trade it. There's no doubt about it. But certainly a roller coaster night across the board. Let's just have a quick look at the Dow. But as you can see, volatility is there. The main key features last night is obviously the bond auction was okay. Jobless claims was a little bit better. That reinforced the data we had last week on non-farm payrolls. And a little bit more optimism. Cisco came back with some very good profit reports. So the markets decided that things are looking more rosy. But let's have a quick look at all the bits and pieces. There's the chart of the Dow. I don't think we're quite yet out of the concerns, but that's that trend we've broken, long-held trend, and I think it's healthy for the market to spend some time. I think if the market can get down to 9,500 over time or 600, I'd be a little bit more comfortable. But at the moment, it looks as if it is happy to be in this range, although it's quite volatile, and probably expect it to spend some time there. As I mentioned, market's a little bit happier, really, that we've had this bounce, and I think that's not too bad. Also, gold came under pressure, quite a bit of pressure there from those highs, but we've just seen a little bit of a rally just in the last hour or two back to 1770. We did get a low of 1734, so there's certainly a lot of volatility. One has to question whether or not gold remains at these levels, given that we've got a little bit of confidence back in the market in the US. Okay, let's have a quick overview of the market, just so we've got a bit of something to fall back and see how our local market will open. And the Dow was up 3.95%. Did come back, just peeled back fractionally though, but still 423 points is a very solid outcome. The S&P was up 51, the Nasdaq up 111. Europe, top 50 there was up 61, FTSE very solid, up 155. The CAC was up 86. Close to home, our local market on the futures up 72, 4,167. So I guess things are perhaps an update. Let's see how tonight goes. Local market is obviously reflecting, let's put it this way, local market, I guess at 4,160. Spending a lot of time certainly trading all over the place. There's just a flash crash down to here. Only time will tell on that. But I guess when you look at the big picture, and I'll do that to make it easier, that's the immediate range we're in. So if you are trading the SPY, I think you can take that as a guide where the market is and where you should be. These are the areas, I guess, the most important things here. 4100 is a key. Right down there, support. Support now is that level, and if we take out 4220, then I think we're back in the range. So I think be prepared. Any dip, obviously, with this volatility back to here, you can buy. But at the moment, I think things are just perhaps a little bit better bid. And that momentum indicator too was quite encouraging as well. So let's see how that unfolds. Okay, let's have a look at, we've mentioned the dollar index here. The dollar, obviously a bit of a key there as to what's happening. And there you can see there, dollar index just finding that low and just bouncing around. Don't expect too much of a lift either way on the dollar. More sideways price action is what we need there. Having a look at little Aussie battler, back up 103.47, exceptionally volatile, even in the wake of those negative unemployment data. Came close to that trend line but failed, but if anything here, I think the market's a little bit more optimistic that Aussie can hit the top side of the range. There it is there. It does look a little bit better bid, and I think that dip will be relatively well supported back to 102. Don't actually mind having a look at that Aussie on that dip. Okay, let's have a look at some of the other commodities. Crude, great little trade for us, 85.65. I'm just going to have a quick look as to about 85.65 certainly is where it is. And in my mind, that's encouraging. That's on a little bit of optimism. optimism in the states of economic recovery, and I think if anything there, that's good. And I think if anything, that's sort of, yeah, look, it's still supportive, and that would support it, support the market, which I think is pretty good. Just so you know, crude inventories last night came in down 5.2 million barrels. That also heads the same data which we had from the EIA yesterday in terms of those inventories. That's what's helped spur this move higher. So if anything there, I think oil in itself can actually start to continue to trade a little bit higher. But good to see it. Core crude oil inventories down to 5.2 million. Having a look at copper, very strong night, 405. Certainly very volatile. The market's basically suggested that because the August number, Chinese imports of copper were up 9.5%, that's all very positive. But at the end of the day, when you look at the cumulative imports, they're actually still down 22%. But we are hearing a story that China is looking to restock. That should support prices. And when you look at where the price has been, even basis the LME, 8,700, I think dips at the moment, will be looked at by those people that need it. So if anything there, copper, I think, a little bit of a low in place at the moment, and also giving confidence in the economy and the market should hold its ground. Okay, let's have a look at some of the other soft commodities. Just have a quick look at wheat. Everyone knows that I like wheat, always have liked wheat, but it's certainly been a roller coaster ride. Once again, we find ourselves trying to test through 720. It's getting a bit boring, I know, but let's see. Look at the daily chart, though. When you see wheat, it's certainly traded within this big band here, and you can see it's just not moving, but I think we're getting close to an ultimate test through to that top side again. So let's see. Soybeans, everyone knows, I feel there, up 30 points. It's been a boring range, but it seems to be resilient either side. Expectations are for it to test the top side. Okay, that's all we've got there on the market. Gold, I think we've talked about, but just a quick recap. There it is there, off its highs. If in fact we get a positive or negative close tonight, then that should signal some form of divergence. So just be careful if you are going long. My preferred position on that is neutral. Let's have a look at the economic calendar. Economic calendar coming out today. Industrial production in Japan, consumer price actions in Europe across the board, retail sales in the state and University of Michigan confidence data. So that's pretty much morning brief this morning. Quite an interesting night. I think most traders have got smiles on their faces this morning. It's one of those things. And let's hope that everyone's conserved enough cash, because I actually think that the dip on the market now is something to certainly have a look at on the equity side, and something for more of a long term. Always remember to keep some powder dry. But that's it from me, from the trading desk. Have a great day. We'll talk to you later. Bye for now.